Hi guys, welcome to the channel. This is Tank Talk. Today we are covering the topic on One Punch Man, the strongest tier list. We'll be starting with the SSR character. First is Carnage. Carnage Kabuto is a very good tank in the game, one of the strongest at the moment. His passive is what makes him really good. He reflects 20% of the damage received to all opponents on field. Definitely a S tier in this case. Next we have Dead Sea King. He is a must-have on all Reflect strategy team as well, and pairs really well with Carnage Kabuto. His core skill of Dead Sea King increase the reflect damage by 30%. Definitely a must-have as well. S tier. Then we have Darkshine. Darkshine passive is really good. It reduces ultimate damage by 40% for himself and same row allies. In addition, when going down for the first time, he will heal for 30% of his max HP, making him a very good tank. And almost every team should have one. S tier. Then we have Malzahgard. He can heal the whole team and himself and increase overall survivability. His advantage over Darkshine is that his passive, to share and reduce damage, do not have to activate his ultimate. It's his passive, which means you don't have to go first. However, from online comments, it seems that he always take on too much damage in the early rounds and will faint. This reduce in survivability or tankiness in comparison place him in a lower tier. So I place him in tier A. Then we have Tank Top Master, which is also my sensei. His passive is nothing too impressive, and you need to activate his ultimate to have tenacity, which help to absorb 20% damage. He is outclassed by all the tanks that are previously mentioned, placing him in tier B. Then now we have the DPS characters. First we have Terrible Tornado. Her kit synergize very well with one another. She can deal AoE damage to the entire team and have 50% chance of inflicting injury to the main target and nearby allies. Her passive increases her critical damage by 30% for every injured opponent. So the maximum her critical damage can go up to 190%. That's a lot, and definitely S tier. Then we have Atomic Samurai. He can inflict shattered status to all opponent for 50% chance, and his passive is what makes him really good. Every time a duelist type character such as Golden Ball attack, after that Atomic Samurai will follow up and deal 80% attack up to 3 times in a round. Definitely S tier. Then we have Chao Emperor. He's a god tier support unit. His core skill is really good. Basically it gives you 2 energy every time your team land a critical hit. It can trigger 4 times per battle, and normally you want him to go first in the round because his passive is that he will grant berserk to his same row ally right after his action, increasing their damage by 30%, coupled with his passive that gives them 30% bump in ultimate damage, making him a very good support unit in Burst Team. Then we have Subterranean King. He's a row attacker and ensure that main target will be burned, with 50% chance of burning the allies in the same row. His passive is similar to Atomic Samurai, but not as strong. After the burn opponent take action, you will follow up to 3 times. In comparison, Atomic Samurai can attack the same unit 3 times using his follow-up, whereas for Subterranean King, he can only attack the target after that opponent take action, and therefore he will be in the A tier. Gyugan Shop, or the alien looking fella, is very good for PvP. His ultimate will instill fear into opponent and steal 1 energy for 1 round, whereas his passive will make the steal energy disappear. His skill is okay, but it only grants a berserk effect at random, making him only A tier. Then we have Sonic. Overall, he's a good support unit for Atomic Samurai because his normal attack costs shattered and he is a duelist, so he will allow Atomic Samurai to have the follow-up. The speed gain he grants is only useful in PvP, therefore putting him in B tier. Then next up we have Vaccine Man. I think he pairs very well with Subterranean King. He can help to inflict burn and increase effectiveness of burn or corrosion. However, his ultimate damage output seems to be lower compared to the other characters, putting him in B tier. Next we have Puri Puri Prisoner. From what I gathered, he is very bad. We'll be putting him in D. Next category are the SR units that you must have and you should train up. We have Golden Ball on the list. He pairs very well with Atomic Samurai because his passive costs additional damage based on the number of shattered enemy. Every enemy will be 10%. Additionally, his ultimate also costs shattered, therefore putting him in the S tier as well, especially paired with Atomic Samurai. Then we have Amai Mask. He's a back row attacker. So far he is the strongest single target attacker I have seen. Very good for boss or hero monster challenge, as he can attack the main target directly without wearing down the front row reinforcement. Definitely S tier as well. Then we have Beast King. Beast King is a mini Atomic Samurai. He has a similar follow-up as Atomic Samurai, where he will follow up when your team attack the injured opponent, up to 3 times a round. He's also good for boss and hero monster challenge, putting him in A tier. Then we have Dr. Genus. He's a good support unit. His core skill allows him to buff as he heals the ally, and in the event when the front row ally goes down, he can summon clone to take their place as mid shield. Also good for boss and monster hero challenge, putting him in A tier. The next units that we are going to mention are good units to work on or substitute. They are meant for early game, and you shouldn't train them to too high a level once you get the other good units. Genos has a very good and easy to use core skill. I'll be placing him in C. He works really well with Movement Rider, where Movement Rider can help ally to become berserk, and core skill of Genos will help to generate 2 energy once an ally enter the berserk state. Then we have Hell Blizzard. Her passive grants tenacity to ally with the lowest HP and will recover HP if use her in a berserk state, meaning she's good to pair with Movement Rider or Chow Emperor, etc. Placing her in tier C. She's a good attack tank in the early game. For Mosquito Girl, she can heal herself and her ally. Her core skill is pretty good but require what we call a warm-up, because for the first 2 rounds you will gain 1 energy every turn, and on the 3rd turn you will get 5 energy and at the same time revive a fallen ally with 60 HP. If you do not have any unit with good core skill, you can consider to train her up in the early game, placing her in tier C. Also, what I'm observing is that right now a lot of people, when they do not have the SSR tank units, they are using either Hammerhead or Armored Gorilla as the early game tank, because Hammerhead is quite tough when you are using him, and he also have a good chance to stun the opponent. Armored Gorilla passive reduce damage by 10% for every grappler on the team, making them good substitute for the early game, placing them in tier C. So guys, let me know down below which are the characters that you are hoping to have, what videos would you like to see next, and whether do you agree or do you disagree with the tier list. So see you guys on the next video. Peace out.